So what's going on in the world is you've got 6.5 billion people in the world, and most of them want peace. I mean, you know, they're praying together, these huge circles of people praying for world peace. But they're never going to get world peace as long as they pray from the brain. They're going to get a world that's half peace and half war. And it's just going to keep generating that half peace, half war until they learn to create in a different way. There is another way that the indigenous people tell us all over the world, and that the ancient people, the ancient Tibetan Buddhists and the other ones talk about, that you can create, which is creating from where the original stars and planets were created, which is in the heart. If you leave the brain, throw it away, get out of there, and go down into the heart, you can do the same thing. You can create there. You can bring anything you want. You can change the world. But you won't get the opposite effect. On another way to explain this is that we have two heart chakras. One here, right above the sternum, one distance between the tip of your nose and your chin, above that, which is averages at 7.23 centimeters. Two heart chakras. The lower one is connected directly to the heart. The upper heart chakra is connected to the right brain. We have an emotional body that we're all familiar with. You know, we feel love, we feel hate, we feel joy, we feel sadness. We can feel all these things, but all that emotional body is coming from our right brain, and which is connected to this upper heart chakra. If we were to connect, what we don't know, most people don't know, is that we have another emotional body, and that's connected through the heart. But that emotional body has no polarity to it. And so there is the only place that you can experience what everybody's talking about of unconditional love. In that spot, you can actually have unconditional love and experience it. But from the brain, which is where most people get married, they fall in love from the brain, they see them, they're beautiful, they want them, they marry them. But that kind of relationship, they'll be there and they'll be talking how much they love each other. I love you, I love you, I love you. And then one will say something that hurts the other person's ego. And just like that, they hate them. And they'll start screaming at them. They'll say the wrong thing. That's brain love. But there is a love down here that no matter what you said or what you did, you could kill somebody, but if they love you, they wouldn't change loving you. That's hardly ever been experienced. Women get that experience usually for a short time. They have a baby, the baby comes up, it's on the breasts, they're looking down, and now they're loving that person from their heart, not their brain. And they would die for that baby. They would die. They would give up their life in a moment. That's unconditional love. Now we are about to go back. And so consciousness is about to make this journey back to the source. And we are about to make huge leaps and jumps in consciousness, the likes of which no one's ever seen before. And it's going to be quite a journey because we've already created it, and now we're going to move very rapidly going back. It's going to seem impossible, but it's not impossible because we made it. We can do it. And everybody is Christ. Everybody is part of that energy. Everybody has God within us. The idea that there is people that are greater than other people is simply not true. We are all the same value, equal on every level. But some of us have gone deeper or farther than others and have gained certain wisdoms that ones of us don't have. Doesn't make us better. We're just explorers. And now we're coming back. We're all going to come back together at this point where poof, none of this exists. And we're just oneness again. And then after time, you realize, oh, there's another step. You didn't see it at first. And you take that step and you become an even greater level of oneness. Keep going, but eventually you come back to this place where we are one and creation is within us. And we have to make a decision. And that decision's totally up to our oneness. We can go back out of this whole level of creating things and back into the oneness of who we were before, or we can take another cycle around again. And that's what's going on here now. We're about to go through a tremendous dimensional change. Well, in the last of this talk that we're having, I'd like to talk about this time that we're living in. We began, this change, of course, began when humanity began. But about 100 years ago, at the turn of the 20th century, at that time we were riding around in horses. The ideas of going to the moon and flying through space and computers and cell phones and all these things, they weren't even in our imagination. We didn't even think they were possible. And we have made a transformation over the last 100 years, the likes of which humanity has never seen before. And all I can say is we're just beginning. We are going to continue on a path that is going to lead us into ways that even now we can hardly imagine. Even through everything, through Star Trek and everything that we have imagined through that, there is a change occurring that is incredible. And all I ask is that you remember that you are intimately connected to God, and that you are not going to be hurt through this. You're not going to be left behind. You are important in the universe. In fact, this universe could not exist if you didn't exist. You are essential in everything that is occurring. And all you have to do is relax, not be afraid, and believe in who you are and your intimate connection to God. And everything will happen easy, without any pain or any problems. All you have to do is just remember that you are one with God.